2022 is coming in a few weeks, and you see this lovely little stack over here. That is my planner and journal lineup for the coming year, and in this video I'm going to show you why I chose these planners, journals, as well as recurring cast members, aka recurring notebooks that I will be using for 2022. Make sure to keep watching to know more. So usually every year when I have my 𝚝𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑 really loosely translated to, having a meeting with your planners and journals and figuring out what you want to use for next year, I usually come to a point where I try to assess what I've currently done. So if you haven't seen my 2021 planner and journal review, make sure to check that video out so that you sort of get the idea where we're going here. And then I also factored in whether or not I will still be using a specific notebook based on what I prior experienced with it. And in some way, I also have to consider what I'm going to do work-wise. So every year I do different things at work. With that change, I always factor that in when it comes to choosing the planners and journals that I need. This past 2021, I also got into Notion. I'm a huge Notion fan, and that really accelerated my productivity and planning system, albeit in a digital manner, but that really also helped me clarify what I needed in an analog planner and how they can work in conjunction with each other, because I like to think of them as cousins. Another thing that I also think about is the portability. So I don't work usually here. This is my room, but I work in the studio, and so I always carry a bag with me, a tote, and I bring it to the studio. And anything that requires journals or planners being taken out of the house, I have to make sure they're portable but not too small. So there is a lot of things going on, as well as lastly I would say the writing space. So it depends if I tend to write a lot of notes. I am that kind of person who has a lot of notes, so I always am partial to A5, but in some way I also need A6 because I shift a lot, and if I'm doing a certain type of work, for example logging my notes or content ideas, I need a pocket notebook so that it's easily accessible. So you'll know more about this when we go to the actual video, so let's begin. So this one is the 𝚘𝚘𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑 and 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘 A5 slim size. Actually, I've been eyeing the Gibbon for many years now. I don't know why I never seem to get myself a copy. So this is an overview of what the Gibbon Techo has inside. So this is like a sample of how you can use the pages. Now I usually use it probably something like this. So you have a month and year overview over here, 2022, 2021, and 2023. And then this one I have not figured out. Probably it should be like birthdays, paydays, or important yearly, year at a glance stuff. So the space isn't really big as well, so I don't know what else to fill up with for this. This one is interesting. My Dream 2022. This is probably where I do a lot of my goal setting. Money plan. I've not figured this out yet. Maybe like a running list of expenses. The Japan map. And this is a sample of a weekly plan, which I didn't want to commit to because every week never is the same for me. But I could probably use pencil here just so it helps build a framework of how I can plan for the coming months and weeks. So this is a 100 wishes list, very straightforward. Favorite phrases, probably like quotes. Recommendation list, probably about like music or restaurants or random things. Book list, I really like this. I'm definitely gonna use this. There's even a mood, like how I felt after reading the book probably. You have a movie list, which is great for me because I watch movies frequently. And then this is an interesting one I wanted to share. It's a gifts received and gifts given table. I have my birthday on January, so this is interesting because I'm sure gonna fill it up earlier and probably gonna add in the gifts given for the holidays this year, like maybe half of it, and then the next one for 2022. A promise list. Maybe this is like, I promise to, I don't know, be a better human. Oh, it's a lot. So this is, I think, like a blank area where you can probably write your own prompts. But this one I have started to work on, and I have never done habit tracking, so this is new for me. So this one has like blank spaces where you can write the habits that you want to hone, and then I use a Zig Clean Color dot pen to mark my habits so far. You know, meditation, deep work, journaling, I do December daily, social media posting, books or reading, films, TV, or media. Now let's go to the monthlies. So I haven't really filled this up, but I am trying. I'm not a very monthly overview person because I have Notion for that. So this one I just used Traveler's Notebook stickers to mark important days, as well as these are Patreon, and then these are shop related days, and then some of the important things I need to get done this month. Now let's go to the weekly view. I'm sure you're pretty curious how I do my setup, so I'll do that in a future video, but I've started week 1. So here is a closer look at the Gibbon Biz weekly vertical. So on the top you have like a weather report, and then here you have like, I think like 5 or 6 things that you have to do, but for me it's like a one big highlight thing or 2 tasks that I want to focus on. And then you have the days. So it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until like midnight. So I just try to stop until 16. 16 is 4 o'clock. I do use military time, so I think it makes sense that I'm pretty much used to this. And then usually I stop until 18 because 18 is when I go home, 6 o'clock. Here at the bottom, I'm still figuring this out, but there is like a mood tracker for the day. I should probably use like a dot pen because now I can't really see it when I encircle it. And then here at the bottom, there is like a meal plan, which I still have to update. I'm not the best with writing meal plans and stuff, so that's something I definitely have to work on. Here on the left part, we have a to-do list for the week. For reference, I also use an app called Notion on my computer for digital planning. So I try to actually plan there, and then I plot it here because I have so many things that I work on, and that having them like fine-tuned to every week is really, really important to me. That way I can get the work done and I can focus on what's needed. Now for my personal planner, I finally gave in and got myself a Hobonichi Weeks. This is not the first time I've gotten myself a Hobonichi Weeks. These are actually some of my previous Hobonichi Weeks, which I've probably shared in past videos. I'll also link them down below. But I got one in 2018 and then I got one in 2020. So it's like an even year situation, even numbered year situation for me. And what I noticed that I found interesting with the Hobonichi Weeks is that I particularly like the format of it being slim, being super compact. I have no idea if I can still go out next year, but you know, hopefully things start to open up, and if I need something on the go, I can always bring this handy with me. Now I also have the pencil board, so I got the yes no pencil board. It's really, really cute. So I haven't fully set this up. Let's do that in a future video. So this is the first week of my Hobonichi Weeks, and as you can see, I've decided to divide this part and the left part. So I did like 2 columns, and then this one would be the daily draws. But I realized that I don't like drawing daily. I also initially had no idea what to do with this, like the left side and the right side, but ideally the left side would be more of plans or stuff that I've already written a few days prior, and then the right side would be like a short recap of the day. No, I don't have to write every single thing that happened, but maybe something significant. For example, you know, December 2, we got Spotify Wrapped. Here on my monthly setup, I haven't really done anything yet, but I've started to copy this idea my sister did. It's called a mood tracker. So as you can see, we're using dot stickers to track the mood. And yes, I have been stressed for the first week of December, so I do want to change that up. I've also done a little tracker here for workout, meditation, and journal, just so I can build the habit. So this one is the note part. I decided to not get a mega because I realized that I have other notebooks to house a couple of things, like with work or like my goals. And this one actually houses more of my readings for now. So I'm gonna quickly show you because it's a bit private. This is my new moon reading. So I did like a little prompt and I use this. It's not very obvious, but there is a line, as you can see here. Next up, we are in the journals category, and of course, I am going to use the diarist because why not? It's a journal I made. So this is actually going to be my second copy of the diarist. For your information, if you're looking for a plastic cover to cover the diarist, if you weren't able to get the adhesive that I provided, this one fits really well. This is the Midori Codex cover. Midori 1 day 1 page, so it's thick enough to cover this one because this is not as thin as a Midori. This is actually thicker. It has 160 pages, but it has 100 GSM, so it's a bit thicker. And this one fits like a glove, and I'm so excited to use it for next year. But I'm not gonna open this yet, and I'm sure you know what's inside because I do have my current diarist here. So the diarist for me is really a place where I do a lot of creative journaling, and as I mentioned, I'm an A5 girl, so it's always been super important to me to have enough space to write what I feel like. And you know, the tagline for the diarist is actually to write your own story. And so that's what I'm doing. So I have some of the clear stickers up here. I think this is my second set already. I finished up a lot of the first one. So here are some of the other stickers. You can also get the refills at the shop. They're available in case you use them frequently as prompts. Generally, there are some prompts at the start of the journal. That's basically it. I didn't really want to add anything else. So there are 36 prompts in total, depending on the time of the month or the year. So if you have dailies, if you write daily, if you write weekly, you write monthly, or you just have general prompts and just, you know, journal spontaneously, then this is a great option for you. I do a lot of introspection with the diarist, which is great because that's really what I want to move forward into next year. So there's a lot of introspection with like newsletters I read and articles I read, and I also have a lot of horoscopes that I try to look at here. And then other things that I also do when I get into journaling on the diarist is to do reviews. So media recap, you know, hometown cha-cha-cha, and also Sally Rooney finished at the same time. This is my December daily. I've started to do daily journaling for December, but it's not daily, like 1 page 1 day. So I'm trying to do two days in 1 page because I have other journals that I try to fill up as well. But I've already done like some pre-work and I really enjoyed it. These printables are from Job, by the way. They're really nice and they fit my aesthetic so well, if you call that aesthetic. But they fit my color scheme so well, so I decided to also give it a go. And so at the back, there's nothing really, but I did do some pen tests for reference. And I want to show you quickly the medium nib that I was writing with the other night. So it is a really nice thick M nib, and then at the back it doesn't really ghost that much. I'm quite relieved, guys. I have an A5 one and I thought about it. I thought about it hard. Do I need an A6 one? And I ended up buying this during the Hobonichi purchasing that I did last September 1st. So this is the Hobonichi Techo 2022 original Sunday start. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me when it starts, but I figured that having an A6 would still be useful, not actually for journaling. So I'm going to walk you through this thought process. So obviously this one encapsulates the whole year. So you have all 365 days in this planner, which means I cannot really bulk it up because I want to use this primarily for drawing. Now, why drawing? Because I haven't drawn in a while. Now, initially, I wanted to use this camp cover because it is basically still like new, but I actually ended up getting a new cover from 𝚘𝚘𝚣𝚘𝚘, so I'll update you on that, and I'll probably use the camp for 2023. And you know, it's still gorgeous, so I'm really happy with this purchase from 2020. So why did I decide to get this? So I actually developed this idea of doing drawing back then. This is like 2019, where I just used one pen and did a lot of drawing. Now, as I mentioned, the diaries is not a daily journal, and this is going to be a daily journal, daily catch-all for things. So I kind of wanted to implement that idea of like having an art journal without having to overcommit to, oh, I have to use watercolor, I have to use this paint, I have to use that brush. So I'm just going to try out this format all over again because I remember clearly doing this when I was living in Berlin, and I really liked it because it's just so simple, and you know, because it's A6 as well, it doesn't fill up that much space. You don't have to take so much time out. And so I wanted to revisit this idea because that will also help me get in tune more with the illustrator side of me. I actually don't think I'm an illustrator. I just like drawing, and that is something that I really want to explore because, as you know, my journals are always like thick like this. But for this one, since it houses like 365 days, I don't want to get into the thick of it. But that was a Backyardigans reference, I think. Into the thick of it? Okay, anyway. This is generally what the page looks like. It starts on January 1st. So there is like a time log here. Although that's something I'm not gonna use because this is going to be, as I mentioned, like a log of sorts like this. And so hopefully I get to fill these up, and I'm gonna keep you posted next year on how that works. So, you know, when you watch a series, you have the main cast, which was the ones I previously showed you, and we have the recurring stars, and these are my recurring stars. So, of course, this one is not part of the cast. This is a special guest, special mention. But first up, let's go to my recurring. So this is a Rhodia web notebook that my good friend 𝚘𝚘𝚘 gave me. Thanks, 𝚘𝚘𝚘. And this one is fully fountain pen friendly. It's a lined journal, and I've been using it diligently to do personal updates. And actually, I have a designated pen for this, which is the Pilot Custom 823. I just get used to having a certain pen assigned to it. The next recurring cast member is this one. Now, would you believe that I actually ended up getting another Traveler's Notebook Passport because I had one in 2016, I sold it, and that was in a brown color. So this one is camel, and my regular size is also camel, so I decided to just get another one. Why did I get this? Because this field notes has been with me since 2020. December 11, 2020. Oh wow, it's almost a year. And what I did with this is actually log a lot of my production to-dos. And this one was something that I always had in my studio table, but since I've been filming in the studio also and here at home, I was like, wait, I think I need more than just one. So I decided to invest in a Traveler's Notebook Passport size. This refill is the weekly horizontal no dates, so I just get to write as I please. So sometimes I don't have stuff to write, especially on weeks that I don't actually update or like I don't do content. So, you know, to edit stuff, I have to add voiceover to. Now, obviously, I still have to work on this. And I also found out that you can divide it in the middle. So I probably have to do that. Like, left side is stuff to film, right side stuff to edit, maybe. So this one really houses a lot of content ideas. And this is SFC, means short form content. And then, you know, reels, what I have to film, some shots, shot list, ideas, and stuff I should not forget. And it's been really useful for me because I am a very visual person, and having these really helped me establish a story. For example, if I'm going to do a plan with me, I wrote down everything that I have to do because sometimes I still forget them. I'm not like I probably am not a robot because I don't really remember a lot of things. So with that, I decided to bring in these ones for next year. So I went into the Amazon Japan rabbit hole because I found out that the shipping does not cost that much compared to ordering from a Japan shop. So I ended up going to Amazon Japan to get these. So this one is a traveler's notebook brass clip. You know, can you imagine, like, if I clip it there, it has like it's a full mood. So I've been wanting to get these and I finally did so. It's like a little like add-on accessory to my passport. So I actually bought a pen clip recently as well. And I need something to clip the pages because as of now I have this big paper clip and then I have the bookmark here. But having this would be twice as useful. Look at that! It's so nice! And then for next year, I decided to finally get myself a month overview, especially for the videos that I make, because it's just easier for me to look at it from a month's perspective as well so that I can plan ahead. Like, if I'm gonna upload this on Saturday, when should I film? What are the filming dates? And what's interesting about this one is since it's 2022, they have a monthly layout. So this is what it looks like. You have indexes here. And then here's the monthly. It's quite small, so I wouldn't suggest it as like a full planner unless you prefer this size. But I would use it specifically to plan out videos because I only like make one video a day, right? Not like two. So I think this fits so well. At the back, you have some blank pages. And then what's great about this, where is it? We've got a sticker, guys. It's so nice. I love it. I don't know if I'm gonna use it to decorate here. Maybe some of them and then some for my new copy of the diarist. But what I really like about 2022, or like at least like getting like limited edition or new year accessories, is that you get like limited edition stuff like stickers like that. So there is a 2022 guide here, and it's really interesting because the theme is movies and I love films. So I was like, okay, this is a win-win for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna take out the field notes because I'm almost actually done, and I'm gonna replace it with the monthly over at the first part. And for context, I did get this rubber thingy. Can you see it? This rubber thingy is actually for the binding of another notebook, because generally when you use a TN you can put two, but I added one more. I can actually add one more, but I think this is like the right amount of thickness and it fits all my bags, so I really like it. So if you want to see a setup video on the traveler's notebook passport size, let me know in the comments. I definitely consider it. But as I mentioned, this is a recurring cast member in my planner and journal lineup for 2022. Now, I use a variety of different pens for this, but at some point I do want to assign one pen that I can put in the pen pocket just so it's easier for me to just have a pen on hand. So I would say my pretentious self calls this like my director's notebook because I do direct my films. Not films, my videos. I do direct it, I also produce it. So yeah, this is my catch-all notebook for that. If you've made it to the end of this video, you'd notice that the colors I chose for next year, which was like a bit unintentional, kind of intentional. We're going on like a retro, warmy, yellow-orange situation, which is why I wore this shirt. And yeah, this is my lineup. I am so excited to use them for next year. I have started using the Jiban Techo Biz as well as the Hobonichi Weeks, which are my two planners. And with that, I am so excited to continue on. And actually, my personal favorite one would be the art log, because I am always up for doing something creative every day. And yeah, that's the end of this video. And I do hope you find it useful for your own planner and journal lineup needs. Let me know in the comments what planners or journals you'll be using for your 2022 lineup. I'd love to know more, and hopefully I can give you some ideas as well, because I've used a lot of different planners and journals over the years. All previous lineup videos will be linked in the description. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel because it really helps people see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and always be creating. Bye!